Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. This is not financial advice. I just you a bunch of Miss Baby because it's about to get hot in the kitchen. Now, don't invest in companies you don't understand and don't believe in, because if they dip, then you're not going to buy the dip, and then you're going to sell low and be right back here crying to me, and I'm not having that. So if you can't do the heat of these hot stocks, then stay out of the kitchen and consider investing in the index funds. Family, we got some bangers to talk about today. Not one, not two, but three. And I wanted to show you some plays that we got into that I'm going to help assist you in learning how to trade and be better at. We got into a SPY put option where we make money on the way down, where I sent out the alert. In about 10 seconds, we made about $500 almost. And then we got into another one, and then the market started to get a little more choppy. And then in that one, we made 182. But how are we doing this? I'm going to show you how to make money on the way down on Black Friday. I got a free webinar that I hope that you secured your seat. Like I said, put a heart in the chat if you already have your seat, or if you went and then you got one now. This is going to be an all free event. I want to bring you the game, but you got to make sure you secure a seat before they fill out. You know how it is on Zoom, where you can only have a certain amount of spaces. So then I want to see y'all there before it fills all the way up. Again, the link is in the top of the description. I will see you on Black Friday for the free webinar. Now, I want to give you a little story about 3 companies. It's Nvidia, Alphabet, and Meta. We live in such a crazy world that we are all customers of all 3 of these companies. Meta, we're using their Instagram, we're using WhatsApp, we're using Facebook. Google, you on YouTube as we speak, you are a customer of them. However, you might have used a Google search in the past. And then Nvidia, you might have had a video game system or a computer, or use something that is using artificial intelligence. And generally now these companies have gotten so big that it's to the point where it's not even just us who are customers of them. They are now customers of each other. Let me put you up on some game. The New York Post just said Nvidia stock shares sink 4% after Meta got in talks to spend billions of dollars on Google chips instead. You see how I just told you that they are now also customers of each other? Meta is sitting here thinking, do I want to buy artificial intelligence chips from Nvidia, or do I want to buy them from Google? And just like you or me, they're looking for the best value. So Bloomberg posted this, how Google's TPUs are giving Nvidia a run for its money. Now let me put you up on some game. You might have heard of CPUs, you might have heard of GPUs. Now they got this thing called TPUs, which Google made up for artificial intelligence. Check this out. Nvidia is the company that is killing it with the GPUs. And the thing though is, when you buy one of theirs, then somebody like Meta will have to pay $25,000 flat out just for one of them, but they need a lot of them. Or you could use one of them for between $3 and $10 an hour over the cloud. So Meta is thinking, with the amount of GPUs that they need for artificial intelligence, they're gonna end up spending hundreds of billions of dollars for this. But then they see that Google has something called a TPU, where it says instead of spending any of that, they could just spend about 84 cents an hour and save between 4 and 10 times the money. Family, that is something that a company just can't pass up. And not only that, it's going to be highly specialized for Meta, rather than being a general thing that's just for artificial intelligence that Nvidia is making. So now we have in a situation where every company is now looking at Nvidia and they're thinking to themselves, do I really need these Nvidia chips? Or is Meta about to change the game from buying TPU processing power from Google? This is why you're seeing your Google stocks and things like that running up like never before. But here is the ignorance that people have. And what is it? It's thinking that a big company like Nvidia is now counted out, as if they weren't already prepared for something like this. Check this out. They actually did a bit of a clapback on Twitter, and they said in an official post that we're delighted by Google's success, meaning they're hearing about how they're losing customers like Meta through Google's TPUs. They said, we're delighted by Google's success. They've made great advances in AI, and we continue to supply to Google. So they had to say, hold up, Google's one of our customers. Let's slow down with that. And then Nvidia said this, Nvidia is a generation ahead of the industry, aka they're talking about those TPUs. They say they are a generation ahead of them, and it's the only platform that runs every AI model and does it everywhere computing is done. They're saying that they don't have the limitations of the TPUs, and that's why they're more expensive. And then they said Nvidia offers even greater performance, versatility, and fungibility than the ASICs, which are designed for specific AI frameworks and functions. So long story short, they're saying don't count us out right now. So like I said, the ignorance is making you think that you could count other companies out when you shouldn't do that. And that's why I sent out not just those buy alerts on SPY earlier, I sent out a buy alert on Nvidia, and now we are up $245 on that one. It was nice, simple, and easy. I laid out the groundwork so the family could follow along if they chose to, and then we made 4 for 4 trades today. We was killing it, family. I hope that see y'all in the webinar so you can see what time it is. But let's get over here. Nvidia, my shares now that I put $3,000 into this one not too long ago are now up another $7,000 on top of that. So it's all worth about $10,000 flat just from me understanding how to buy the stock, how to own a good company and not have the fear. But now I want to put you up on the game as to how to play these, in my personal opinion, which has been paying me and many people so well. This is what I want you to pay attention to. It's called the forward PE. Many of y'all who've been subscribed to the channel, you know this is one that we like a lot. Not the only one, but we like this a lot. On Nvidia at $177, we can see the forward PE is about 26, which means this is great. Between a modern tech stock and tech stocks nowadays, you want between a 30, 35, but this one is 26. Lower is better. So then we like that currently at this price. Let's give you some reasons why. The Morningstar Research fair value rating is saying that this is a $240 stock, which means that's the fair value. We could get it 35% under the fair value. I like that. When you look at the operational efficiency, meaning how much revenue do they make per employee that they have? They're making $3.7 million per employee that works at Nvidia. That's crazy. And then let's look at the income statement. Look at these bars on the bottom. Boom, getting bigger and bigger and bigger to the point that it's up 62% more than it was last year. Family, this is an absolute beast of a stock if they could keep this going for sure. So I'm willing and sending out buy alerts and loading up on this. Take a look at these white lines here. This is a channel that Nvidia has had some trouble with. It's about the 170 level all the way up to about the $200 level. Now we are at the bottom of the channel. This is why I sent out that buy alert, like I said, so we can get in and try to ride a wave back up towards the 200 and even the 180. That'll make us a lot of money even going to that. And then this is where I consider Nvidia a steal. Anything under 169 is a steal in my opinion, and then anything between 170 and about 200 is a fair price for a stock that has the potential to go to 240. I always use my stop loss and I never go down with the ship, so I want to encourage you to understand the game and make sure you're following the right people instead of getting smoked. Then I want to give you the numbers on Meta. 21 forward PE. Remember I told you 30, 35 is fair. We getting way better than fair because it has come down and then it's starting to push back up. I believe that Meta is an $850 stock. And now we're looking at the Morningstar Research and it says 850 as well, similar to Nvidia with a 33 to 35% increase from where it is right now. The income statement, the numbers is going up. They're making more money. I love to see it. So if you could get Meta in the $500 range, I consider that to be a steal. In the $600 range, the low 600, I think that's a fair value for a company that's going up towards the $850 level. And then Google, that's just a straight up dollar cost average kind of a play in my opinion as well. So family, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm looking forward to seeing you on that Black Friday live stream, family. It's going to be a free webinar where I show you how to make money on the way down like I did today and like I've done in other days as well. And I'm also going to show you how to find these undervalued stocks so you could get in and make some money even if you got a 9 to 5. Family, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And I look forward to seeing y'all on the next one. Make sure you tap in so that we can get this money together. I love y'all and I appreciate y'all like I always say. Again, King and Grace out and take care.